Okay, welcome guys to another video. Today I'm going to talk about Megas for All Monotype. Um, we are currently having a Megas for All Premier League, M4A PL, and one of the formats we play is Monotype. Now you have to know that I'm a really big fan of Monotype. I love playing it, and my first video was how much I love regular Megas for All, and now I have Megas for All, one of my favorite metagames formats, with Monotype, which is also one of my favorite metagames slash formats, and combining them results in a metagame I really adore. First off, you might be wondering, what is Monotype? If you're not familiar, Monotype is a team where each Pokemon have to share at least one type. So yeah, basically, let's say you want to build a, let's say you want to use Excadrill. Excadrill is ground and steel, so your other 5 Pokemon have to be either steel or ground. So for example, a mono ground team could be something like Excadrill, Hippowdon, then there is Therian, Nidoking, blah blah blah, and steel would be with Corviknight, Ferrothorn, Heatran, Melmetal. And why do I love Monotype so much? I love Monotype so much because each type has its strengths and weaknesses, and the beauty of Monotype is to how do I put it, to build your team around using your strengths to beat your weaknesses, pretty much. Like for example, mono electric loses to mono ground most of the time. So what does mono electric do? Simple. Mono electric says, okay, I'm really weak to ground types. Maybe I should add a ground immunity like Zapdos or Rotom Wash. Now you also have to consider that Excadrill is a mono ground, so it has most likely Mold Breaker. Maybe or not, because if they have Hippowdon, or Mega Flygon, it's probably Sand Rush, but you should be safe around that. So now you might say, okay, Rotom Wash isn't a good check to Excadrill, maybe I'll add a Zapdos to it, for example. Or let's stay with mono ground against mono flying. So now your ground moves, your main step doesn't do anything against mono flying, right? Well, at this point we have Landorus Therian. We can use Gravity, which means for 5 turns you can actually hit those flying types with ground attacks, and some of them are even weak to ground when they lose their flying typing. For example, Zapdos or Crobat. Crobat is a bad example because it isn't seen much, but Zapdos, Corviknight, Skarmory, Celesteela, Moltres, things like this. Okay, so now regular Megas Fall is based on national decks. So Megas Fall Monotype is based on national decks Monotype, and they have their own bans and unbans, which aren't the bans and unbans from national decks Monotype is different from national decks OU. For example, let's go here. For example, something like Ash Greninja, Hoopa, Bound, Katana, Medicham Mega, Mawile Mega, Damrock, Smoothrock, and Terrain Extender are all banned from Monotype, even though they are not banned from national decks. And it also goes the other way around. Cinderace, Darmanitan, Galar, Deoxys Speed, Tornadus Therian, Mega Alakazam, and Arena Trap are unbanned. Now you might say, why are these banned and why are these unbanned? Because they were banned in the first place, so they have to be more broken, right? Well, here's the thing. Monotype, like I said, you only have access to Pokemon of one type. So for example, Ash Greninja. What are Ash Greninja's checks? Grass types. Blissey, for example, or especially defensive Pokemon like hold on. Okay, there is only Blissey and grass types. Okay, there isn't anything that comes to mind, but like those checks are only restricted to those. Sorry, those Pokemon are only restricted to those teams, and which means that Mono Fire is a bad example. Let's say Mono Flying. You have a worse chance at beating Ash Greninja because you lack the checks to it. Every time it comes in, it gets an KO. And that is really restrictive. Monotypes can be sometimes really restrictive on how you build the teams. But adding something like Ash Greninja really doesn't do it any favors. Same goes for these as well. And the fact is, those are Pokemon which are dual type. Like, look at these Pokemon and now look at these Pokemon. They are all dual type, which means they can either be used on Ash Greninja can either be used on Mono Water, which has Rain, or Mono Dark, which has Spikes or Screens support, or Hoopa Unbound, who has Psychic Terrain, or like I said, Spikes Screen support. Katana is really good on Mono Grass and Mono Steel, and yeah, you get the point. Those can be used on much more teams, and those can't. And the reason being, something like Cinderace or Dynamite and Galar are unbanned because they have more checks, and their checks are accessible to more types. Like for example, Slowbro is a decent Dynamite and Cinderace check. So when you face against a either way, if you face against a fire or ice team with a water team which has Slowbro, then you already have a really good matchup. And the thing is, Pex also checks Cinderace decently well. Mono Electric has something like Rotom for Dynamite and Galar. Like, those Pokemon are still really strong, and in the case of these two, they are I wouldn't consider them on the radar right now, but I can see them being banned in the near future. I wouldn't say right away, but in the near future. Something like the Axis Speed only fits on Monopsychic, and Monopsychic is generally a really hit or miss playstyle because the thing is, it doesn't have. It's in a awkward spot where it's, on one hand, its Pokemon are really offensive. On the other hand, some of its Pokemons are way too defensive, and it doesn't feel like it's okay. It's really difficult to say, but like Monopsychic is a mix, is basically balance, but a weird kind. It's really hard to explain. You have to play it yourselves. But like the Oxy Speed only fits on can only be played on psychic teams, and and yeah, it can only fit on mono-psychic teams, and the only thing it does is pretty much lay hazards. Like for example, in regular national decks, you have to say, okay, I take this Pokemon, now I need checks to 7 top threats in regular national decks. Ash Greninja, Rillaboom, Tapu Lele is spent now, but like something like Tapu Koko. Oh, I actually remember I need to put Tapu Lele in here because it got banned in thingy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that later. Where was I? Oh yeah, right. Coco, Garchomp, Landorus, and those are all threats you need to check in regular Megas for all. And the problem is, Deoxys can set up spikes against every team, and they will always be useful. And the defoggers or rapid spinners, they can't be consistent every time. In Monotype, if you play against Mono Flying, then your spikes do nothing. If you play against Mono Ground, for example, they have Extra Drill, which maybe has Sand Rush. Sometimes they have a this is actually a really good strategy. Sometimes Mono Ground teams run Mold Breaker Extra Drill, so it can beat Rotom Wash. This is actually a strategy, but like if it's Sand Rush Drill, it can outspeed you, it can rapid spin your things away. Your hazards array, like the Ox's speed is on some matchups its spikes really do wonders, on the other matchups it really doesn't do that much, and it doesn't add much to a team except for hazards or screens. It can still serve as an offensive Pokemon because it has really good a really good speed stat, which means it can invest into its attacking stats way more, but it's still really weak and honestly sometimes not worth running offensive Deoxys speed, so yeah. Tapu Lele is a recent ban for Megas for All, and I don't know. I put it on my suspect list, but I don't know if I want to ban it. I'm pretty. I don't have much to say here because it's really recent, and I honestly don't know how I feel about it. Tornado Spherian only fits on Mono Flying teams, and there it succeeds. Like the thing is, in in regular Megas for All, if you have Tornadus T on a team, if it can't win against a Pokemon, you switch out to a teammate which beats that Pokemon. But in Mono Flying, if you have Mono Electric, you can still if you're playing against Mono Electric, you can still do the same thing, like switch out into Thundurus or Landorus. But against Mono Ice there isn't really much, so either you make a really risky play or you let your Tornadus Ethereum die. This is pretty much the idea. Like it can only fit on these teams, and these teams they have struggles, and Tornadus T really doesn't help you beat those struggles, which makes it balanced. Mega Alakazam. Now this might seem crazy, like how can you ban Mega Alakazam? It's fast, it's strong, it has nasty plot, expanding force on Mono Psychic. But yeah, I honestly don't see it to be. It's still really good, but like it's still not that great, to be honest. Like Mega Alakazam, the problem it has is that regular Alakazam is a really good Pokemon. Like regular Alakazam with Life Orb is actually really stronger than Mega Alakazam, because it doesn't take recoil from Magic Guard, and Trace is only sometimes a useful ability. But the thing is, regular Alakazam still has the same tools except for speed. The only reason why you use a Mega Alakazam is because of Trace, which is situational, or because of its speed. There's like literally no other reason for that. And the thing is, it competes hard with Mega Galate, which is a phenomenal Pokemon on those teams. Like a Mega Alakazam only adds to the weaknesses of Mono Psychic, being weak to Pursuit, having low physical defense, being a special attacker, and not countering dark types that well. Galate is really good on those teams because it beats ground types, it isn't Pursuit weak, it isn't physically frail, and it's a physical wall breaker on a normally especially oriented playstyle. Like it sure has something like Victini or male Meowstic, but But maybe Meowstic doesn't counter dark types, and Victini is still weak to Pursuit. Like one false prediction and you lose your Victini to a Tyranitar or to a Weavile, for example. So yeah. Sorry. And Alakazam doesn't add much except for raw power and speed. And and the thing is, regular Alakazam is like I said, a good Pokemon, but and you don't lose anything except for speed if you don't run Mega Alakazam. While regular Alakazam is regular Gallade isn't really a good Pokemon, and so you don't lose anything if you run Mega Gallade. So yeah. Now bans from M4A and the watch list, and I have a text here. I think, yeah, I forgot to I forgot to do this. So yeah, I'm going to leave out Lele, but because I don't know how to feel about it. But yeah, I will say some things about it. So okay, why is Mega Dragalge banned? The reason being, it removes any counterplay from Mono Poison and Mono Dragon. Like for example, both of the Mono Poison and Mono Dragon struggle against Mono Steel, and on top of that, Mono Dragon also struggles against fairies. And Dragalge beats fairies. The regular Dragalge is already a really good Pokemon on Dragon teams because it actually checks fairy types really well. Also, it's especially bulky and flip turn. It has pivoting. It's toxic spikes. It's a really good Pokemon on its own. But like, it's primarily used as a fairy type check. Now it is stronger, bulkier, and it also beats steel types because its ability Acidic Surge summons acid terrain or acidic terrain. I still don't know what it is. And acidic terrain removes the type immunity against from steel types to poison types. So you could practically just spam poison attacks against a mono steel team, and and on mono poison teams it's actually worse because mono steel against mono poison is a similar situation to mono electric against mono ground, and the thing is it removes any counterplay. Like Mono Steel should usually win against Mono Poison or at least make it a really tough matchup, but Mega Dragalge removes anything from that. So yeah, that is Mega Dragalge. Mega Dragonite, it doesn't add how the type matchups are played. It's bad because of its sheer bulk. Like it's really that bulky. And it also has team support with Defog and Heal Bell, and you see the paragraph is really small here because there isn't much to it. It's just really bulky. It can be status because of Natural Cure. It has Defog and Heal Bell. It has multi-scale before Mega Evolving. Like its Staff Rock weakness doesn't do anything if it's that bulky. So that's the reason why Mega Dragonite is also banned. Mega Butterfree. It competes with Volcarona on monobug teams and it has a stab rock weakness. But the thing is, on monobug it usually doesn't find. It was still really good on monobug, but it soared on mono flying teams, which had multiple defogs, so removing its stab rock weakness, and it had no competition anymore. Which means that it had that this Pokemon with 145 speed and special attack could just beat the opposing team. It had Earth Power for Heat Trend, and it has Hurricane and Sleep Powder. And you might say, well, those don't have 100% accuracy. It's like Tornado's Firion, which also doesn't have 100% accurate moves. But like pre-Mega, it still has almost a 100% accurate Sleep Powder because of Compound Eyes. And even after Mega evolving, it still has. And one of the reasons why it's so disliked and uncompetitive is because of its RNG. Like it is the definition of hit or miss. That is also one of the reasons, because you either hit Sleep Powder or you miss and lose. This is pretty much the name of the game with Butterfree, and this is also one of the reasons why it's banned. But the thing is, pre-Mega it has almost 100% accurate Sleep Powder, and after Mega evolving it has Hurricane, which can not miss in rain, and Pelipper can be used on mono flying. Rain teams aren't only restricted to mono water teams, they can also be played on mono flying teams. Tornadus, Thunderous, Zapdos, and also Mega Butterfree could abuse rain thanks to Hurricane and Thunders. And this made it really uncompetitive, and Earth Power removed any counterplay to its mainly electric, steel, and rock types. So yeah. Landorus Incarnate. The thing is, it's really strong. Like Sheer Force Life Orb, it's really, yeah, really strong. It's mostly outclassed by its Firion form on mono flying teams, because Landorus Firion is better on those teams because of its defensive utility, because they need every single electric check they can get. But Landorus I was really great on mono ground teams because of its sheer power, rock polish, calm mind, and so on and so forth. But the thing that made it really broken is gravity. Now I said Landorus Firion also has gravity, and it uses it sometimes. But the thing is, Landorus Firion can't fit it on every set. Defensive sets want Defox, Death Rock, U-Turn, Knockoff, Earthquake, sometimes Stone Edge against mono flying teams. So it doesn't fit gravity as well, and Scarf sets or offensive sword stand sets, for example, or Flainium C sets, they also can't fit gravity that well. Landorus Incarnate only really needed Earth Power and Focus Blast. That's it. And then it can run Gravity and a third attack move, or something like Stealth Rock or U-Turn. So which means it had really good attack moves, Earth Power Step that can hit flying types, and Focus Blast of all things that can't miss. This is one of the things that made it really powerful. But the main reason why it's banned is because Mono Electric loses any counterplay. Like Mono Electric already had a really bad matchup if it faces a mono ground team. But like Mono Electric at least can win, and Wartorm and Zapdos help you to not instantly lose to mono ground. Landorus completely removes that. But the thing is, it also removes any counterplay from mono flying. Mono flying is, like I said, mono flying to mono ground is the same as mono ground is to mono electric. It's a really difficult matchup. But same as Mega Dragalge, it removes any good type interaction they had. Which means that Landorus Incarnate removed any counterplay mono flying had to it, and it made it from a bad matchup to a really good matchup. I actually played against someone from the on the second week. It was literally yesterday. I played against I actually don't know how to pronounce your name, and I'm so sorry if I do, but I play it against Ray for the M4A Premier League, and I had mono flying, and they had a Landorus incarnate. And the first thing I do is, oops, I didn't want to do that. And the first thing I did is lead with my Aerodactyl and prevent the Landorus incarnate from setting up gravity by using taunt. And from then on, I let Landorus beat me and switch in my Talonflame, which had Bird of Prey, and used Hidden Power Ice to get rid of Landorus. So I had to use 2 Pokemon. Okay, to be fair, Talonflame is actually a really good Pokemon on Mono Flying. But the thing is, I had to sacrifice 2 of my team slots to prevent Landorus Incarnate from clicking 1 move. And yeah, that pretty much says it all. Its sheer power was reason alone, but gravity made it apparent that it needed to go. Landorus Ethereum can also still use gravity, but the thing is, it doesn't have as much power as Landorus Incarnate has, and it also can't fit it on every team, and that's why it is balanced. So Mega Cinderace has a really strong damage output thanks to Sharp Striker and its stats alone. Like, the thing is, it has 135 special attack, and moves like Focus Blast, which already is really strong, gets even stronger thanks to Sharp Striker. And the thing is, Pyro Ball is also boosted by Sharp Striker. I actually don't know how is Pyro Ball written. I actually don't know. Okay, that's my bad. The thing is, Pyro Ball is also a ball move, and it already has 120 base power. And the thing is, Cinderace doesn't need attack investment because Pyro Ball is already strong. It's boosted by Sharp Striker, and it's a fire Pokemon, which means it's on Mono Fire, which means that it has Sun support from Torkoal, which means that Pyro Ball is also boosted by Sun. And yeah, this is the same case as Dragonite, where it isn't type interaction, it's more the Pokemon itself is really stupid strong, and Mono Fire adds more to it because 99% of the time you're going to use Sun on Mono Fire, so it always gets the Power Ball boost. So yeah. Urshifu Stinger Strike, yeah. This is I mean, you can figure it out just by hearing Urshifu's Stinger Strike style. Like, it just clicks buttons, and aside from any fairy type, you can't really check it. Like, there are physically defensive Pokemon like Hippowdon or Tangrowth, but those Pokemon, they get overrun really quickly. Thanks to remember, it fits on mono dark teams, which means it has either screen support for easier setup, or it has spikes, so it can actually beat Tangrowth and Hippowdon. And the thing is, even if you have a fairy type answer to it, it always has Poison Jab. It always does. So yeah, this Pokemon is just really strong. It has Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Sucker Punch, Bulk Up. If you want to choice band with Poison Jab and U-Turn, yeah, this Pokemon is just stupid, and it got banned. Now, these suspects, they are... I would recommend you reading the document by yourself. I will link it to you, but yeah, because the videos I'm at 30 minutes, and yeah, I don't want to keep on talking about um, future suspects like this. I will wait. Let me get one thought out. I will talk about them when the time has come. But yeah, you can read it by yourself, and by that time, I will write a Tapu Lele analysis. So yeah. Viability rankings. Doesn't include. It's it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Um, I banned Cinderace, Landorus, Butterfree, and Yoshifu, and I removed them from the viability rankings here. Come on. I excluded them from the viability rankings here and shifted some things. The viability rankings aren't really that accurate because we didn't had much time to see how the metagame develops after the bans, and yeah, and there were buffs for some mega Pokemon. Wait, let me see if I can get the where is it? Was it? I think it was here. Oh wait, I'm a dummy. This is pretty much a link here. Okay. Here are the buffs. Okay. Miss Magus can only. Oh yeah, right. I wanted to talk about another wool we have. Wool, quote unquote. So yeah. Miss Magus gained some new toys for Mono Ghost. Someone got some new things for Mono Water. But yeah, those aren't really interesting. Mega Reuniclus got not banned or got nerfed. And Sourcebark Winter has gotten some new stuff from Monograss, but the big thing is here Mega Tyrantrum. It had its ability prehistoric rage ignored the immunity to again it ignored the immunity from fairy types to dragon types, but now it doesn't hit dragon fairy types now. But dragon moves are super effective against dragon fairy types now, and this does make it a. I don't think I ranked it yet, or I think I did. I don't know actually. No, it's still here, but I can really see it going up here in S rank, or potentially being a I actually don't think it will be a suspect because it's still lacks some power sometimes, but I can definitely see it rising up. And this one, I actually don't remember what this stat spread was, but yeah. Also, I'm really excited for this. Silvally would be such a cool addition, so please make good Silvally submissions. Please, I want to use it in Monotype. So yeah, that is the viability rankings. I will. The thing is, a weird rule I said to myself is, yeah, don't mention any Pokemon names, and I will rewrite some of them, but at a later date. So yeah, now we have some sample sets, and I removed those who had banned Pokemon. So yeah, thanks to Magma and Explosive for these teams. Thank you very much. And now Monotype in tournaments, we have M4PL week 1. And I had my games yesterday, and I'm going to write a analysis for week 2 after the other game was after the other 3 games were also played. I actually don't know if the Wikipedia page was updated for the tournament. Let me see. Where is it? Draft League, no. I actually have no idea where it is. I'm pretty sure. Okay, let me find. Okay, let me find it. I can really find it. Wait. 22. Wait, let me see here. I really hope that the music isn't too loud for you guys. I really hope. Okay, it was before that. Let me see here. Here was it this one? Nope. Was a later post. Where is it? Okay, I really can't find it. What the fuck? Okay, I should have prepared some stuff before doing this, but yeah. Ah, here. Okay, I don't think there's an actual wiki page to it, but I have some of the replays for it. Pokemon, M4A, replays, M4PL, and week 1. First off, I have some usage. Oh, wait. Wait. I forgot that you. I got panicked because you. Yeah, I'm logged in with my school account, so yeah. But yeah, here are some usage stats for some Pokemon. The thing with Monotype is it doesn't say much because like what does Wikitini say? Yeah, it has been used 5 times, but like yeah, the usage stats are really meh for Monotype because Victini can only be used on Mono Psychic and Mono Fire. And in regular Megas for all, you could say, okay, it has a really low usage rate, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, it isn't used that much because of this and that. But the thing is, here it actually has the highest usage rate, and yeah, it can only be used on Mono Fire and Mono Psychic, which actually means that it was used on every Mono Fire and Mono Psychic team. So yeah, interesting stuff. But yeah, I think this is actually a better usage statistic because yeah, Psychic was played 33% of the time, and it has a 50% use rate. So yeah, win rate, sorry. But yeah, here are the stats. There isn't really any much else to add. Yeah, speichern. Should I make a German video once? Type it in the comments. No, I won't. I won't. You don't need to type that. You won't. Hold on. Let me actually show these from my game yesterday. Google öffnen. So. Wait, replays and the music stopped actually. Move on. So yeah, let me wait until this loads. Okay, it doesn't. Ah, okay, here. This is the mono electric team against mono ground. Spoiler, I lost that game. And oh yeah, right, I forgot to talk about Arena Trap. The reason why Arena Trap was banned usually is because it could remove the checks of some Pokemon like Volcarona, Ash Greninja, Katana, and so those Pokemon can run wild. The thing is, on Monoground, you don't need to trap any Pokemon on Monoground. The only thing that you could possibly trap is Tapu Koko, so that it can't. Okay, Tapu Koko is a better example because it's fast, but you get the point. Darkshire doesn't trap much, and a Arena Trap is only restrictive to some to ground types. So yeah, outside of mono ground, no one will use Arena Trap, and it doesn't add much to a team. So yeah, I like to use dark mode and no music, and let's go. And yeah, you can see pretty much here, pessimistic me said, yeah, that's GG, because I knew for a fact I couldn't win the game. And yeah, I pivot out to Electros. I transform myself into that. Mega Electros is actually really good because it can change types and it has Levitate pre-Mega, so it is really good on mono electric. And now you might say, well, Electros is a pure water type right now, and something like Greninja also changes types, and Cinderace too. Why aren't they banned? Because first off, they are hold on, they are water, dark, fire, and electric types respectively before Mega Evolving. So so yeah, and the thing is, type changing is always there because something like Charizard also becomes Fire Dragon, and yeah, something like yeah. Like the thing is, type changing is okay as long as the base form has the exact same typing of your team, and if the form afterwards also has the same typing. What do I mean by that? For example, Mono Flying can use Charizard because it's flying type, but we don't allow it to be Mega Charizard X because then it will not be a mono flying team because you have one Pokemon that doesn't fit the criteria. And something like Sawspark, which is normal grass, can't be used on normal teams because it loses its normal typing for a different type. It can only be used on grass teams because it is always grass, no matter what form it chooses and whether it mega evolves or not. And something like, let me think, Mimikyu is banned from mono fairy teams because, its mega evolution is either ghost fairy or ghost bug, which means it can't be always a fairy type, and this is the reason why some of them are banned. Electros is, every time it enters the battle, it's always an electric type. While it's in battle, it's not electric type, and that is okay because type changing is allowed as long as the core Pokemon is still of the same type as the others. So yeah, got Toxic. I actually, yeah. So I switched to Sarah, into Gastrodon, and from this moment on, I thought to myself, okay, I lost because, yeah, here I couldn't beat Gastrodon, and yeah, I gave up because I couldn't beat it. And this is how difficult it can be. It didn't he didn't even use Landorus, so yeah. Actually, one thing, Landorus was actually banned, but yeah, still used it. I don't know why, but yeah. Honestly, even though it's a wool break, I still like let's say they won 2v1 against me with Landorus. It would obviously not count because they use an illegal Pokemon, but because I won 2v1, it didn't count, and it honestly doesn't bother me as long as I don't lose to something illegal. If I win against something illegal, I honestly don't care. But yeah, so this game, this is actually the game I was talking about here. Aerodactyl, it's faster. I taunt, can't use gravity, sets Death Rocks, hits Focus Blast, of course it does. And then I miss and do Wing Beat. Now this turn could have been actually crucial, because let's say I underestimated Talonflame because I didn't think Talonflame would have killed, but it did. And yeah, but like let's say it wouldn't have killed, then this chip would have been crucial. So yeah, there's also stuff like this playing that has to be taken into account. So yeah, I remove this, and I don't have any reason to switch out, so I just Hurricane. And lucky me, I actually hit so many Hurricanes. Like for this, I went safe and just clicked HP Ice, Hurricane, and then I pressed Hurricane again. Yep. Now the Pokemon that also made this thing also made me think, oh shit, I'm going to die. And I'm actually, wait, was I specially defensive? Let me see. I think I was specially defensive. Oops, spoiler. I spoiled all my teams here. Oh, where's my mono flying team? Here is it. Yeah, I was specially defensive, so yeah, I couldn't check the Mammoth, so yeah. So it beats my Covenant. Now I thought to myself, fuck, I have my Therians, which are all weak to ice. And I went to Tornadus because it has the biggest okay, you saw it. I hit Focus Blast. But like the thing is, this was really based, this one was really based on RNG. Like I was damn sure that I was going to live this because of Tornadus Spokes. But I had to hit Focus Blast. I had to hit it, and you know how frustrating Focus Blast sometimes is. But they also had to hit Icicle Crash into Ice Shard, or Ice Shard twice. So yeah, I hit, and yeah. Then Dougie came in, and I U-turned out because I was scared. And they actually crit me here. But yeah, just Earthquake. And here I thought to myself, okay, I just Earthquake and take the extra chip. So yeah, Body Press kills me, and I go to Tornadus and click Hurricane. So yeah, good game. And yeah, the other replay was honestly really boring. Yeah, this was honestly really boring. I can see what I can do with sharing those replays. But yeah. Anyways, this was M4A Monotype. I really like this metagame. I really enjoy it. And M4PL goes on. We will still have some weeks ahead of us, so yeah, join the Megasfall Discord server for more information. on Monotype. You can join it. You can ask me questions about Monotype. Before anyone searches me, hold on. I'm actually right here, Discord. So, this is me embracing me, Viza, and here's a quote from a song I really love. If you get the reference, good for you. But yeah, if you have any questions about Monotype, join the server, tag embracing me, and yeah, ask me some questions. I will most likely answer you. I said most likely because I'm sleeping at different times from you most likely. But yeah, this was the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.